Hello, my name is Vanessa Harris. I'm the SNAP Ed assistant at the Menifee County Extension Office. So today we're going to make a recipe. The recipe is called sheet pan dinner. The ingredients you need for this recipe is 1 package of fully cooked turkey sausage sliced, 3 cups of chopped vegetables such as onions, bell pepper, sweet potatoes, zucchini, carrots, and broccoli, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and black pepper to taste. So what we're going to do now, first of all, you want to go ahead and wash your hands with warm soapy water. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands. So I have already scrubbed and rinsed the vegetables off. So I have a lot of those prepared for us. And I went ahead and preheated the oven to 400 degrees. And now what I want to do, I want to show you all the vegetables that we have prepared. I've chopped up some broccoli. And I chopped up our sausage, and you can use any sausage you have on hand, but the recipe calls for the turkey sausage, but if you'd like to try something else, you're welcome. I have started chopping our onion. I left the onion whole, so when I sliced it, I want to just make like a rough chop of the onion, and that way there'll be just pieces of the onion in the dish. So I've done that already. And you can use as much onion as you like. And also a sweet potato. This was a very large sweet potato, so I cut it in half, and then I've laid it flat on the surface. So, and make sure you always hold your knife really tight, because you don't want it flying around everywhere. So have a good grip on your knife. Use your fingers, make the claw, and just slice into your sweet potato. You can make it as thick or thin as you want. So I just made some slices up like this, and then I quartered them again. So we have our sweet potatoes, and then a bell pepper. We chose orange. Orange is a little sweeter. You can use green, red, whatever you like, or whatever you have on hand. So I went ahead and I opened the pepper. I sliced the pepper onto both ends, and I sliced it down the middle, and opened it up and got all the seeds out. I discarded the seeds. So then you can just slice them in thin strips, thick strips, whatever you want to make. And just watch your fingers as you do. So we have some more over here. And also the carrots, we're gonna have carrots with this one, and squash. So the carrots are already pre-washed, so you can take them out of the bag, slice them into whatever, if you want to leave them whole, or you can make slices with those. Now what we need to do, the recipe calls for, it says place sliced sausage and vegetables on a baking sheet and drizzle with olive oil, garlic powder, and black pepper. But what I've decided to do, since there's a lot, I'm going to place all the items in a bowl and then just mix it up and then place it on the sheet pan. We have a lot, so we may have to use 2 sheet pans. So you can also use a gallon bag, like a Ziploc bag, and put everything in there, drizzle the olive oil and your salt, your pepper and your garlic powder, and shake it, and then you just throw that away. So that way you won't have as much mess. So, but I've chose to use the bowl today, so let me get my ingredients in there. So you put everything in to the bowl. We're going to go ahead and add our ingredients to the bowl, and I use the knife to scoop, but you want to be really careful if you're not comfortable with using the knife, but it helps you carry the items over to the bowl. And then I'll show you on the broccoli what I'll do with the broccoli. So now our onions. And you don't have to use these vegetables. It just calls for these vegetables on the recipe. Mix it up with whatever you like. Zucchini would be good. Add some color to it. You could do a red pepper. Just whatever you're comfortable with, and whatever your family likes to eat. That's one thing that would be. And that way you won't have waste, so you'll know they'll eat it. So, all right. So we have our sweet potato. I love sweet potatoes. So we have sweet potatoes. And Now, I think I'm going to just use my hands now and dump all this into the bowl. Okay. That was a lot faster. But if you're not comfortable with the knife, don't use the knife. So I'm going to do the same thing with the broccoli. And my bowl may not be big enough, so. But a bag, if you had a Ziploc baggie, that would be perfect because it would be easy cleanup. So now we'll go ahead and drizzle our olive oil on there. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons. Drizzle it all in. Have your olive oil in, and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Garlic powder goes a long way, so you might make sure you measure out what you need because it makes the recipe, it tastes good, but it could be a little strong. But just make sure what it calls for. Now I have to get my pepper. It calls for just pepper to taste, so let me get some pepper. This makes quite a bit, so I'm going to use quite a bit of pepper. And it doesn't say how much you need, so I'm just going to sprinkle some pepper on. Now, this is the fun part we get to do. Let's mix it together. You can use your hands if you want to, but I'm going to try to mix it with this. And when you put it on the sheet pan, you can arrange it. And then if you see you need a little more olive oil, which I'm thinking we may, so when we get it onto the sheet pan, we may add a little more olive oil. Because this made a lot. So if you have a large family you're going to feed, this would really be nice. I'm going to go ahead and transfer this to the baking sheet. I went ahead and got 2 out because I think we're going to need it because that makes quite a bit. But before, I've already lined it with some aluminum foil. That'll be a lot easier for cleanup. So I'm going to go ahead and spray. I've already sprayed that one. I'm just going to spray on here. Okay. And let me see what I did with
Over there.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Okay. I'm hoping to get the same amount on it. Yep, we're going to have the both pans. So, okay. Then I will drizzle a little more olive oil onto the pan. I'm going to try to even out the sausages too. It's pretty colorful. Okay, let me get just a little more olive oil. I'm going to put it in the tablespoon, I'm sorry, and then just try to drizzle a little bit, so. All right. And you can always go back and mix it up a little more. So. All right, I think that looks pretty good. So the oven has already been preheated at 400 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and place these in the oven and it will bake for 30 minutes. Then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here's our finished product. And it looks good and it smells really good also. So, for this recipe, if you don't want the meat in there, you can just make it vegetarian. So just leave the meat out. And it made a lot, as you can see. And if you all would like the recipe from today, you can reach out to our office here at the Extension office, and we have some of the calendars left. It has lots of nice recipes in the calendar, the 2022 calendar recipe. And wherever you live, I'm not sure where you live, just stop into your Extension office. We have lots of recipes to share with you, the calendars. There's many things that go on with our Extension office. So if you've never been there, you need to visit and see what all that they do. So thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you make this recipe, reach out to me. Thank you.